Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with the CBD over in the distance. We are at Tregenza Oval, the Battle of Green Hill Road. The teams are out. It has been a day that is gradually reaching boiling point. The brand new clubhouse is taking shape here at Old Collegians. And this is it. We're going to have to look at what the Premiership maths is. I'll be joined in commentary today by, we're getting the band back together. To my left from Burnside, Tom Hanks. Tom Hankey.
Oh, I was going to say.
I promoted you to Tom Hanks then.
He is in Australia at the
Oscar winner. To my right, Pete Cross. We have Crossy and the Hanks are back.
G'day, gentlemen.
You'll be turned on in a minute, Crossy, and we're underway. Rockaborough will start us off. Marshall plucks it out of the air one-handed. Lamsam tries to find a way through. Eliippa, nice to see him back into that starting lineup. Marshall takes on Campion. Campion slides down, makes the tackle eventually. Big start for these two teams. Oh. Jack Campion fast up. Breakdown has been really interesting all day today, and I think talked about when the fact that two teams are so close to each other. Alo Emil doing everything he can to disrupt. Lamsam again, takes on Man. Loud blast of the whistle. And a penalty. Offside, I think, it's the first penalty of the day. Have we got you, Crossy?
If I'm on?
No, not yet. Now you're on.
Hello?
No, still. We'll get you eventually, Crossy.
Was these the mics?
I think
I'm on.
Go. You are. You've got us now. So Crossy and the Hanks back together.
G'day, gentlemen. How are we all?
Good, mate. Very, very good. What a day so far, hey?
It's been a cracker. A local derby like this one. It's going to be sublime rugby all day long.
And we've really seen that local derby feeling through pretty much every game we've done. The women's game probably the most tame of the three. So McDonough will pick up and go. It's going to be no quarter asked, no quarter given today, and another offside penalty. Everyone just a little bit keen to get into it. And Rockaborough will be able to get them away. The Old Collegians wearing pink socks for the Ladies' Day today.
That's right. It is Ladies' Day today, and our proceeds going to Second Chance. And there's a silent auction up as well for people who are coming down or here already. Head up there and chuck that silent bid on.
So the Premiership maths-wise, Minor Premier is available to almost everybody. I don't know, Old Collegians probably not. They needed to win last week to be in with a shout, but certainly between Burnside and Brighton. Brighton will need a bonus point win, and they need Onkaparinga to do them a favour and beat Brighton without letting Brighton score. But it has started, and it's a little bit scrappy again, and we've seen that all day.
It's scrappy, but this is an excellent attacking position for Collegians. They've managed to get that little loose carry, and midfield scrum looks about just outside the 22.
And already we've seen it go from one end of the field to the other, quick as a flash as well. It's both teams getting hands on ball early doors as well. So I think these teams have never let us down historically in terms of games, have they? In all fairness, they've always been crackers over the final series last year as well, and even earlier this year. It's set up to be a really interesting one.
Monfries in at 9. They're back to Horn. Horn got the offload away. I think there was a little knock on. Has he got away with it? As Evans will keep going forward. Monfries again.
That's Seaton, such a strong ball runner.
Siegfried again. Big and strong into the 5. Monfries sends it out to that far right-hand side. Horn again. Couldn't quite get there.
We've got a penalty.
Penalty, another penalty. It's a lot of penalties in the early moments of this game. Rockaborough will knock it, you would think, to give Old Collegians the chance to... No, they've gone with a scrum. We've had a chat with Jack Campion, who was very, very quiet last week, and he knows he was quiet last week, so I think he's going to come out with a point to prove today.
Well, there's a lot of good ball carriers, so probably gone are the days he was probably relied on heavily as ball carrier. Now it's just making breakdown after breakdown for Campion. Just always been that link between some of the more damaging ball runners that Collegians have now.
Yeah, Hosgood last week was a very, very damaging ball runner. Mann will send it off the back to Monfries, to Evans. Evans will look for a little bit of space. They all got a little bit tied up. Rockaborough, one more to McDonough. McDonough will score. Just ran out of numbers eventually, Burnside, and McDonough with the finish.
You love that from a backs coach or anyone. So Smedley looks after our backs predominantly, and it's not that fast, it's not that quick. It's just a simple mathematical game here. We go a short dummy runner running in. That keeps the forwards honest. Then we're going out the back. Even it's a bit of a juggle here, but still, then we find a fullback and we've got an overlap.
Yeah, look how many defenders he's attracted there as well, Crossy. Just by that little cut out the back, there was probably about 3 players on there, and then it's just wider ball, nice clear open channel. It's a really, really well worked try by Collegians.
It's a move we've seen before from Old Collegians with Fleetwood Piper coming from the blindside wing, and normally he'll hit the line hard.
Yep.
And carry. That time he was stopped a little bit and had the presence of mind to just ship it on, as Horn will look to kick the extras. But a good start for Old Collegians. Like you said, just ran away. And as well, Tom, Burnside seemed to have the ascendancy as that kick will go through and the flags will go up. Burnside seemed to have the ascendancy in the scrum, and Gary Mann was smart enough to pick and give to Monfries, and then it's just, that's the one you normally see him just go at 100%.
Nice and easily done.
And they're the ones that wingers love, aren't they?
Not sure about the dive.
I give it a 7. We saw perfection from Ben Villion in the reserve grade game.
Real got a good Superman dive going on, Ben Villion, and he's such a beanpole of a player that it adds an extra level to it. While there, he wasn't getting perfectly vertical, but he seems to have leveled out his aeroplane now.
Certainly got parallel. Wow. It was very, very impressive. There was a good 3 meters between him and the ground at some point.
It's the amount of times that you see somebody doing something like that and you just kind of go, it's heart in mouth moment as to whether they're going to drop the ball or not.
Well, we won't talk about dropping the ball. Matty,
saw a butchered one in
I think Matty Park may go viral if we work hard enough.
Dear me.
I didn't see that. Was that 3rd grade game?
It was amazing, Tom. You will see it, trust me.
Excellent.
Again, Burnside very, very strong on the scrum. Monfries missed Rockaborough. Fleetwood Piper had to tidy it up, but again, he had a couple of bites at it.
So getting lucky, Collegians, with a couple of these inaccurate passes that they've managed to clean them up.
Monfries to Mann, and Mann had to work hard to keep hold of that one as well. Evans has options. One of the options is Dawes. Evans again to Horn. Horn will put the ball on the boot. It's a good pick up, but Old Collegians were there. Horn. No, sorry, that's not Horn. That's name withheld, the number 12 for. No, it's Ferry. Ruan Ferry. Marshall pulls it out the back. Again, these breakdowns all day have just been horribly messy. Kieran Sambrook with quite possibly the worst COVID haircut I've seen for a while.
Oh, that predates COVID, mate. He's always had a bit of a shocking lid on him, unfortunately, and joined in good company by Keanu there, just on his left, taking the kick there.
It's really good when these people with the shocking hairdos, now it's COVID, can rise to the top.
Definitely. I mean, I'm calling that one the Simpsons haircut, the one that Keanu's got. A very famous Simpsons episode.
See at the moment the Mitre 10 going well, and there's some absolutely outstanding or ridiculous, whatever you want to call them, hairdos going around across the Tasman.
Oh, some shocking ones in the English Premiership as well.
It's a way of getting noticed.
Hodel gets up to halfway. Ben Delaney will send it on. The kick finds its way to Rockaborough at a rate to not just couldn't quite field it. Did go backwards though, but Burnside have possession. Good defence again from Old Collegians. Delaney this time looks to box
Again
kick
blocked.
and again blocked, and Monfries now will try and find a spot. That's not a bad kick. It's got to bounce right for him.
No.
It's not going to, so we're going to come back for the scrum. Nice idea.
Fortunate for Burnside, because Tom, not sure if you're seeing it like I'm seeing, just lacking a bit of composure and structure, the Burnside team here. Just the elements of what's happening next seems a bit of confusion.
Yeah, there's a couple of areas. Again, I think the lack of quick ball around at the breakdown is going to be something that, if it continues the way it's going at the moment, it's going to be something that's going to be quite an issue for both teams who do dote a little bit on that. Also noticing, interestingly enough, on the Old Coles defence, I think it's your 12 who's just shooting out of line quite a fair bit there, just trying to keep the ball nullified on the inside areas as well to prevent it going wide. I think we just saw that in the last phase of play prior to the kick down. So
Eliepo will send it out to the far side. Hodel again. Gets away from contact now, can work towards the fullback.
Great
Takes
yards.
3 people to finally bring him down. Siegfried's got hands on. Great turnover from Siegfried. And Old Coles will turn it over, and Monfries will just put the boot through it and try and clear him away. And again, another kicking mistake from him. Goes out on the full and going to put them under huge pressure just outside their own 22.
Hellishly frustrating for Burnside leaning into that, though. It's a really great carry from Max Hodel, taking it up, made many good yards, and then unfortunately receives the turnover. It's a bit of a killer that when that happens, especially if he looks up and just sees he's made all that yardage and then it's just gone.
And there's a lot of players around him at the time. Like, he had slowed down a fair bit. There's no real excuse for his support not to be right up behind him to clean out. Lovely off the top.
Lamsam looks to step and manages to offload. Eliepa into midfield, inside ball to Green, manages to beat one, can't get away from McDonough though. Numbers here possibly, and just around the knees of Bailey. Scrappy.
A good bit of play initially leading up to it, just leading from one side of the field to the other. Got a nice little inside ball, and then I think there might be a chance that it's gone a bit too low for Bailey there, but also maybe had half an eye on the incoming Rockaborough as well.
So Old Collegian scrum, and Burnside have been dominant. I mean, you got to say they're not a million miles away from taking one against the head. Man has to be on top of his game. It looks like there's someone sat in the pocket, and I think that's Rockaborough.
It's a better scrum from Collegians.
Oh, thought they were going to wipe, but
Here's a carry, and we should go back for a kick.
here is your pocket, and Rockaborough will swing a left leg at it. Doesn't find touch though. Fraser Green has to stop and go and get it, and then we'll take on Fleetwood Piper. We did talk about selecting a first 15 for Premier grade, and your first winger probably is Joe from Brighton. Oh, big shot.
From Nutt. Stewie Nutt lined him
Nutt
up.
found him. Marshall. Now the hands are on. Samuel. Lamsam. Can't get away from McDonough.
Good support there.
Delaney. Marshall. Kiri Brown will shovel it onto Hodel. Hoddle.
Hodel. Either or.
We'll call him all three at some point. Eliepa again. Finds Lachlan English.
Here's that form that was missing from the start. This is building up nicely.
Yeah, Lieper again out to Samuel. Samuel manages to get to the 5, gets the offload away. Tim Dawes was in the right place at the right time.
Oh,
Penalty.
Missed it everywhere. Timmy Dawes, well done. Pat yourself on the back.
Lamson gets pinged. I think he thought he had a right at it. Just the little look over the shoulder at Snoop Jackson.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Fred just sticking his hands up as well in the air. A little bit unlucky there. Probably the right idea, looking for an offload on oncoming players, but he may or may not have got a bit of a shout from the Old Collegians player behind him as well, possibly.
Tim Dawes,
What are you suggesting?
Inside ball, the old.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a classic. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
We have in training sessions. John Mokomoko do it every Tuesday, Thursday. Gets everyone.
Line out off the top to Monfries to Evans. Evans has Stewart, not off the boundary fence. Gets away from a couple. Starts to work away. And another one.
Go all the
Stewart,
way, man.
Keep going, Stewart. Can't quite get there. They come across. Support will get there as well. Quick ball from Horn.
Also a forward pass.
Oh, wow.
Penalty.
Wow.
Gee, Stewie's not
Penalty
happy
for
either.
hands.
He said, what more do you want me to do, fellas?
Oh, wow.
The pace that Stewart Nutt hits this
is
ball at.
Great. And
1,
Yep.
2.
And that one
Third one.
should have been made, that one.
Then he decides to step. There's another one. 4.
Unbelievable.
Looking for friends.
Finally, they get him with a double tackle. Replay so long, we have to go back to live play. Delaney. He will box kick. Bounces awkwardly in front of McDonough. He does well. He's just going to straighten. Gets in front of his forwards. Monfries again. Alo Emile. Good challenge from Kiru Brown. Short ball to Horn.
Looked forward. Was forward.
It's just these little scrappy mistakes, and has been a day where just tensions have bubbled a little bit from 3rd grade upwards, and
Bit of niggle in every game.
Yeah, it's a little bit unlike this kind of this rivalry, though, isn't it? I mean, we know that it's always good. It's always a hard, fair game, and really competitive, and actually very attacking most of the time from both sets of clubs, and very, very little niggle normally. But this time round, it's proven to be a little bit different. There's something in the air today at Tregenza Oval, isn't there?
I think it's usually a bit uncommon from the boys from the east.
Yeah.
it's normally very polite, isn't
Although
it?
I haven't seen any real shots. A lot of handbags being whacked.
Yeah.
Inside ball, and Gary Mann, he's got
on
hands
that.
on as well.
He's on that, and he's got it.
It's been an absolute
Well done.
clinic as far as Jacqueline going.
They're the ones that hurt, Tom. You have phase 1 ball and lack of support on phase 1 ball.
Yeah.
Throw extra players into phase 1 just to make sure you can build something.
Kick will go bang on the 22. And Old Coles will find themselves with a line out 22 metres out. I think we were talking last week, Crossy, that you've now got 3 line-out jumpers there, which gives you a lot of options. How do you defend when you can't really just pick your 2 and 4 jumpers, Tom? Oh, it just hit a target.
I was going to say it depends.
Well, that's
if it hits
one
the
way
target.
of doing it, yeah.
Sometimes too many options
Lamsam will find Marshall.
causes too many calls.
Again, hands on. Yep, not going to get away with that.
They'll get some, but they need to be careful.
Yeah, it's a high risk, high reward game. Around the breakdown, isn't it? If you're putting yourself in there into a position to look for turnovers and slow ball down, it just takes one little slip either way, just being pulled in on the wrong side, lying the wrong way as well, and it could go either way for you.
I'd be interested. We obviously don't have the full-time stat keepers. I'd be really interested to know what the penalty count is at either way, because it seems unreasonably high for the first 20 minutes. His Royal Highness Jack Campion will bring that one down. Evans, Horn. Horn will pull that out the back to Rockaborough. He'll find McDonough. McDonough will work back inside. Mumfries will get there. Evans again. Sorry, no, it's not Evans, that's Siegfried. And Lamsam almost gets it. He does get it. I tell you what, we're looking at some back rows here, gentlemen.
Yeah, wowee.
It's a tough call, but what happened there, Stuna overran it and wasn't even in a position to support. Yeah, I think he was going through one of his number of blinding runs and was disappointed he didn't get it.
Yeah, Siegfried thought about it. I think Siegfried was looking to travel across, and all of a sudden Stewie Nutt was there. So Burnside lineup. Set play parity, you would say, so far. Oh, very, very nearly stolen. Lamsam will pick it up. Delaney, Eliippa into midfield. Hodell fires it out to Fraser Green. Green, little in and out. Rockaborough just got it. Enough of him. Delaney again.
Making ground easily, Burnside.
Well, we're going to see those patches. Eliippa again. Short ball will find English. Didn't like what he saw on this side, so goes the far side. Samuel, nice quick hands. Quick hands again. Fraser Green versus Fleetwood Piper.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice couple of phases there from Burnside put together, just culminating in that just drag out a touch there as well, but some decent link play, some good work, good yardage made from Fraser Green as well. Just starting to gradually sort of build into it as well by the looks of things, Burnside. That's a couple of times now that they've had a good couple of yardage made.
Hello, Emile has just missed another target. Mumfries back to Rockaborough. It's one of the best torpedoes I've seen in a while.
Outstanding.
Hell of a kick.
That gets
Real
a
good kick.
cheer from the crowd, that one.
Oh, I like that. A knowledgeable rugby union crowd.
Saw a torpedo.
Yeah. Perfect shot. We're going to get a perfect shot down this line out. So Mr. Jackson in the middle. Sophie McClure on the far side as assistant referee. Marshall will just tap it back. Eliippa again. Both the centres in front. Green at the back. Decides to just put it on the boot. Territorial. He just down to the 22.
Not bad when the line-out hasn't been functioning ideally for Collegians. I remember seeing this in a semi-final last year from Burnside, just tightening the screw on Collegians when the line-out wasn't functioning. Just play the territory and hope you get a mistake here. A game which Tom enjoyed greatly.
Oh, thought I kept it under my lid quite well, mate, to be honest. Could have been a lot could have been a lot worse.
It was the kicks under the table, I felt, Hanks.
There's a reason I'm sat between you two today. So a penalty for something. Missed the signal. But the thing I liked about Old Coles then is they changed the tempo of the lineup. Went really quick. I think they're going to try and do it again to allow Burnside to get set. Again, he's missed a target though. Killick has to tidy it up at the back. Evans. Inside ball to Mann. Mann manages to shake a couple. He had to get low to take on Kiro Brown again. Evans to Horn. Had a runner outside him, decided to keep hold. Penalty.
Geez, that's quick.
Yeah, that was quick, wasn't it?
Real quick.
Lamsam will go.
And not back 10, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's typically why he then ends up taking those quick taps as well, Nigel, if he's got the opportunity to gain a few more metres. But yeah, I agree with you, Crossy. I thought that was pretty hot on that. It looks as though Ollie was working the ball and doing a lot of good groundwork to try and get the ball back there as well. But no, it's
Well, he signalled hands.
When the players Ollie still seemed to be rolling along the ground. Thought if anything the extra roll maybe, but thought we hadn't come close to the rock being started. Oh well, got to be quick. When Snoops got that whistle.
Off the top again, Eliepa into midfield, dropped back inside to Hodel. Stuart Nutt nearly got there, didn't quite survive. Lamsam looks to snipe. Delaney, Brown. Didn't quite, got away with it, I think, Kieran Brown. Then we'll hand on to Marshall. A little bit sideways from Blair. Delaney again. All a bit mucky and little knock on. Is it nerves, do we think, or?
I don't know. On that occasion there, it's come from a good line out take by English. A couple of phases, just looking for constant go forward, keeping it quite tight and.
So Old Collegians scrum. It's got Rockaborough to his left.
Interesting here whether they go the straight clearance or a little first phase carry from one of the.
Oh, I think you're going to see a first phase carry probably come from Gary Mann. Penalty. Driving up.
Yeah, this has been quite a contentious one actually. It's been quite a contentious one.
This is the problem with late kickoffs. So Rockaborough will clear them away. Referees had talked, Tom, about rewarding dominance, and
good line out.
Evans again to Nutt. Nutt will send it to Faree.
Just hot.
Here's that nose. Oh.
Lucky from Collegians. Both teams here. That
no
was
support again.
Phase one ball without support.
And Rockaborough again will be able to try and find touch. Find it he does.
The last line out hit the mark. Collegians fans hoping this one can come true as well. And
again, they're going to go quick. Campion off the top to Evans, to Horn, to Rockaborough, to Fleetwood. Piper looked like a slip fielder. Couldn't quite get there. Just didn't go there, and that's unusual for Rockaborough. Probably some of the cleanest and nicest hands in South Australian rugby.
Yeah, that was certainly a first phaser that was looking really tasty there as well, wasn't it, from Collegians? You get the feeling that had that gone to hand.
Yeah, there was space and time.
There was a lot of space.
I mean, he had a while to have a bit of a lie down before fetching this ball to show how much space he had.
Social distancing in defence. Better from Old Collegians. Eliepa. Hodel. Certainly doing most of these, doing the lion's share of work in midfield at the moment. Green again looks to kick but comes off the feet. Sandbrook has to go up and get it. Scrappy again. Lamsam. Delaney to Eliepa. This little slip. Hands off and clean out comes Marshall. Now the hands are away. Lamsam. Bailey forced to go and get it. And that's forward. The wingers. Wingers, I don't know what's going on, but people don't seem to like them. Inside.
Offside.
Offside
Yeah.
penalty. Number 5. Harry Hosegood, too keen. Nice Bailey took that one.
Don't know whether it's a wingers thing or whether it's just a little bit of a delivery issue potentially maybe, but either way, again, similar situation to Fleetwood Piper earlier on.
Kiri Brown did well to go and get that one. Lamsam will fire it out to Eliepa. Again, that midfield is a place where Angels fear to tread. Delaney, Eliepa. Bailey, knocked down. Penalty. Just a penalty. Oh, he's reversed it.
Oh, goodness me.
He's reversed it for chat.
This is huge. I can only assume he's appealing for
A card?
But you've got your penalty. It's obviously going to be a warning. The next one would be a card. That's a coach killer massively.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Again, we get to look at it more than once. It did look to go backwards off McDonough's hand.
Look, it's the ones that I think we spoke about it last week, Dave. If it was sevens, you go straight off.
Yeah. Again, Old Coles just can't get the line out right.
But you take your penalty. If it happens again, then you can.
I've got to say, guys, this is a really, really uncharacteristically scrappy fixture between these two sides at the moment. It's not really normally seen it where there's this many errors for either side at this stage. It's certainly uncharacteristic of these two squads. Maybe just the I don't know whether it's the pressure all trying to vie for second place at the moment or not.
We're 30 minutes in, just over, and we're kind of waiting for this game to kick off.
Yeah. Whereas previously, when we've commentated on these games before, Crossy, they've sprung into life really, really quickly.
Another whistle. Another penalty. I'm really quite intrigued as to what the count is.
What's that one for, Hanky? That's one of those scrum penalties, mate, so you step in.
Nobody knows. I think I said last week when I was refereeing at scrum time, it was on for Young and Old, because I said, I have no idea what you're doing. Just behave yourselves.
Whoever elbows goes down first, is that the...
Yeah. We'll just reset it.
Just go for that.
I just reset it. Marshall off the top. Lamsam to Eliepa. To Hoddle. Again, the line speed from Old Collegians very, very good. It's just
lost 10
pushed
metres.
them back 10 metres. Has got hands on, and another turnover and another penalty.
Yeah, I think this is something that's going to frustrate both teams at the moment, isn't it? Almost, I guess, parity around the penalties that they've conceded each team at the moment around the breakdown. It's something that I think both teams will want to get a hold of after the interjection.
As long as Snoop Jackson starts to play some advantage, if there is that turnover, just let it flow, see what happens. Otherwise, it could be a bit whistle dominated at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Just not getting any sort of flow to the game, and I think what we're seeing is just two incredibly good back rows. Again, he's missed his target, so it'll go to Sambrook. Hodell again will put his hand up for work and take on Horn.
Great carry, great offload.
Offload to another penalty.
See, there again, I just see they had the ball. We could play advantage. There could have been a breakout. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
don't want to have a go at any referee.
No.
I just want to see flowing rugby, I suppose.
Do wonder whether he's seen the fact that there's been a little bit of niggle throughout the day and wants to shut it down early.
A bit of what? We were just warned for that word earlier, Dave, that you've just thrown.
I know, I just feel like it's been overused. I just wanted to see whether I could get a reaction out of you.
Well,
and
you succeeded, sir, I must say. Absolutely.
Lamsam takes it off the back. Eliippa carries towards the line, inside ball. Fraser Green versus Fleetwood Piper. That's an absolutely wonderful battle that's going to be happening. Eliippa to Marshall. Thought there was hands on again there. Delaney, Samuel, Sambrook, Bailey. Takes on Dawes, can't get away. Yeah, I did wonder how Bailey was going. I think there was a panic about that left knee. Snoop Jackson blew it to a stop really quickly. Just looked awkward in the tackle. So I think we'll probably start with a scrum, and Bailey seems to be fine. It was just one of those awkward ones, and maybe a little bit of panic. It will be a scrum. And I was just going back to that number of penalties. When you've got the likes of Stewie Nutt and Gary Mann and Nigel Lamsam and Blair Marshall and David Allo-Emile has been part of that, just their ability to get hands on after a tackle, you're going to see that.
Yeah, and you've got someone else in there as well. Kizza playing in at hooker, but primarily a back rower by trade as well. I think just having had a look at a couple of things, I think both teams have got to have a little bit more work around the agility before contact, some body ball work on the ground.
Oh, inside ball will find Bailey, and the knee did not cause him any problems, but it's been turned over. Now Horn can get away, manages to run through a couple. Horn it is a turnover ball. He looks to his right. We'll find Fourie. Ball is loose. Nutt has to pick it up. Manages to clean it up. Sambrook almost got hands on. Didn't beat the clean out. Managed to make it messy. Horn again. Fires it out. Bailey couldn't quite get there. Penalty for offside.
Excellent breakout from Horn, Ollie Horn. Just maybe if he could switch that ball to the left, he could have put a nice little don't argue in. But
yeah, especially because it was a turnover. The fullback was out the game. Maybe work on the old pace for Ollie Horn.
I was surprised. I thought he would absolutely switch it on then.
Pin your ears back and go, Ollie.
Was off last week for an injury. I'm not sure exactly what the injury was. But took the week off, so maybe he's just not quite sure about fully stretching those legs out.
Thankfully.
Thankfully. Yeah.
So they got the line out of 2. They didn't get the driving maul going. All a bit scrappy again. Can't see the ball. Is he called that a maul? And a turnover. It's an interesting one.
So that Horn breakout is very similar to the Stuart Nutt breakout, where you really need to capitalise. A clean break, drawn in the fullback. You're 2, maybe 1 phase away from just jogging a try over. You've just got to be clinical to finish those ones.
Yeah, did. Yep. Cannot disagree with you. As much as I'd like to. I'm joking.
Definitely on the money there, Crossy, and I think also from Ollie's perspective, he was probably just looking for a bit of inside-outside support as well, and didn't quite happen for him on that occasion.
That's a wobbly scrum.
They've sorted themselves out, so they're going to go 1 phase. Again, they'll go to Hodell.
Loves an off.
Back inside. So one of the 2 greens. Fraser Green will take on Fleetwood Piper. That's a real Goliath versus Goliath battle out there. Oh, that's a big contact. Eliippa again will carry to the line. Cops a high one. Lamsam.
Double movement.
Not releasing. Got to let it go, Nigel. That not held in the tackle just seems to have gone away, hasn't it, this year?
a little bit, but yeah, my first immediate reaction to that was I thought it was the right call.
Yep. Oh, the right call was that it was a penalty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
surprised I was.
Yeah, right.
From you, Hanks. Lining up for the shot.
Well, in the shadows of half time, they're going to look to push this out to a 10-point lead. Make it at least a 2-score game for Burnside. Have not had the dominant regular season that we've seen from them over the last couple of years, but again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just have to make the top 4 and then work from there. The flags will stay down, and that will be half time. And just before we go to the break, it is the sponsors' day here. Crossy, I'll give you your moment in the sun.
Thank you very much, Dave. As well as being our Ladies' Day, it is our sponsors' day. So a big shout out to our gold sponsors, Pickard Trade Centre, Lean Business Solutions, Piper Leaker, the Feathers Hotel up the top, which will get our company a little later on, Hallett Concrete and LPC Cresta as well. Welcome our silver, bronze and copper sponsors. Got some VIP special guests up there enjoying the music and party that's happening, where for those who aren't as interested in the rugby, you can really enjoy yourself with the tunes. So we've got the Mayor of Burnside Council, Anne Monsieur, the CEO of Burnside Council, Chris Cowley, and the Liberal member of Sturt, Vicky Chapman, all up there. So I hope you guys are having a great day.
We hope you're having a great day at home. We are nearly there on this Super Saturday for Fake Sports. It is half time. We'll be back after the short break. So welcome back. Half time is over. We got here before the players, which is unusual. I did want to take a second. My producer's run away, so if I get in trouble, I can't get in trouble now because you can't hear me. I did want to take a second. Last week, we saw the women's game, and there was a little bit of controversy. Like I said, we get to see things more than once, and the try probably wasn't a try for Old Collegians. But there was some suggestion that turned up in the Facebook comments that people were cheating. That I take exception to. Referees certainly don't cheat. Players don't cheat. No. It's okay to have controversy. It's okay to discuss that controversy, but I think there's a line. And certainly referees don't cheat. They get things wrong, but they don't cheat. And I just wanted to make that point and make it quite strongly. I think we are a rugby community, and I do get disappointed in some of the comments at times, but saying that people who cheats crosses the line, and I would like to just remind people that there is a Rugby Union South Australia social media policy, and you can breach it. But now that, I'll get down off my soapbox now.
No, it's a fair point to make.
Oh no, yeah, thanks for backing me up, boys.
I was letting you have your moment on the soapbox. It was a fair point to make. You know, there's a perspective on a lot of things in game of rugby, whether you're offside or onside, whether the ball was out or not, or whether a penalty should be given. And we're all in it to enjoy ourselves and get the result. And certainly there's no referees that decide to become referees because they want to bend a game. Not
at all. And Alo Emile went on a little gallop, found Evans, and then had another go at it. And we are kind of hoping, we had a very, very brief chat at half time, that we're hoping that a rugby game breaks out at some point this afternoon. It's just been a little bit stop-start.
Good steal.
Sambrook comes away. Lam Sam bounces one out to Bailey. Bailey will cop one high. Nothing malicious, he'll just take the penalty. Kind of slipped into it as well. High is high.
Has he found touch very well or poorly?
Oh, no.
That hurts.
Does. That is the Alex Rockaborough trademark coach killer.
It is a Premier grade. You don't want to see that happen. Just make touch. Doesn't really matter how far it goes because you're just trying to build something.
It seems like nobody's taken any notice, and we've had a penalty within the first 30 seconds of the second half. And then that misses touch. Old Collegians will have a scrum. So, if you were coaching, Tom, what's your message to the Burnside players?
Oh, I think anything around trying to control areas around breakdown relates to again, like I said before the half finished, it relates to a lot of work, a lot of body ball, and then supporters just conducting role. But I think that also we'll probably see it in a bit, just as we let play unfold here.
Yeah, scrappy again, and Monfries will find Evans, has an inside ball in Horn. Horn with one to beat. Can't get there, gets
Well
the offload
done.
away to Man. Old Collegians do take on some extra points. And early.
Go absolutely bang, as they did at the start of the game, start of the second half. They've just come out of the blocks with a sleepy Burnside, just leaving a gaping hole there, just a simple inside ball. And Horn has just shot straight through. He still looks like he's just coasting, Ollie Horn, but what a try.
And you see the difference then when he made the break and he had support left and right, compared to when he made the break and support really wasn't there. So that'll take it to 12 points to 0 with the kick to come.
It's a real credit to Gary Mann's game, as well as being a very damaging ball runner. He's a very good support player, and he'll come in narrow off a line break just to make that pass easy, rather than staying in a wider channel. Make it easy, come in short, and it was a nice little sky hook, as I like to call him, around the corner to put him through.
So Ollie Horn will look to kick the conversion. She does. Great strike from Ollie Horn.
It's that head down
Yep.
all the time.
14 points to 0.
Yeah, been pretty well taught, hasn't he, Ollie Horn? I think he spent some time overseas and interstate, plying his trade as well. Manly and
Marlins,
also,
yep.
Yeah, and also over in Bonnie, Scotland as well. So he's a pretty well-travelled individual for a lad his age as well.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the COVID shutdown and the need and the want to come home, he'd, I believe, still be over in Scotland plying his trade. So once the world opens up again, it'll be interesting to see what his next move is.
Didn't go 10, so we're going to go scrum midfield. Let's see what Old Collegians do, and they've already loaded that far side.
Oh, you'd free up some space for Rockabara.
It was very nice to see you overload that far side. I've seen the trend of splitting the centres for midfield scrums, so good coaching in that third grade, Crossy.
Thank you, Dave. Thought the third grade put on quite a show earlier today.
Oh, they did.
Bit of a clinic, wasn't it?
So it makes Burnside make an option. You have two dangerous players here. There's 8, 9, 15. And he'll just try and wait the kick to sit in front of Green. Fleetwood Piper with the chase. Manages to slow him down enough for Monfries to come and finish it. Delaney to Eliippa. Just threw it into midfield to Sambrook, and Timmy Dawes will be there as the ball was. Delaney again to Hodell. Manages to step through one. Oh, I think he might have got a call from Ollie Horn.
It's the third one today. Something we worked on at training, just calling for that footy.
Monfries will send it away, and Green will sit underneath it. Showed kicking to touch and then went. Manages to get the offload away. Now Burnside can get going forward. Now it's about the speed of the recycle.
That's a great carry from
Delaney. Sambrook slips inside. Takes a couple to bring him down again. Delaney again. Lamsam carries, fires.
Oh, to the ball boy, or ball girl.
Oh,
Well, it's Pat Beetham, I think, sitting in that chair.
Got a call out wide from there as well, maybe. But I was just about to say leading up to that, though, I think that that was exactly what Burnside wanted. Just a good couple of strong carries, really good quick support. Again, we just spoke earlier on about making sure that body ball is right, that the support play is good, and that we're getting back into the game from carriers and from people on the floor alike as quickly as possible. And then a bit of a Hail Mary was thrown there.
Just a little bit of a rush of blood to the head.
Yeah,
for,
very excited.
Limesam. You can see what he was thinking. He had that whole Quade Cooper thing going, didn't he?
The old shimmy cut to ball girl. See, here last time there was that grubber through. Hopefully they just hold the ball, Collegians.
Gone open, and Evans tries to find a little gap through. Good yardage from Evans. Support is there. Monfries is there as well. He's going to penalise him. That's
surprising. It's very surprising.
yeah.
And even as the players still there rolling,
I think he's going to do
I
it.
don't really see a release from the tacklers. The support was all there together. So probably some of they talked at half time, making sure they were there. It's almost that the bodies were still in motion in the form of a tackle. I mean, I am one-eyed for this, but
Burnside lineup. Burnside lineup probably just edging it, you would say. Oh, Marshall had to work hard to get it, but get it he did. They're going to bring it down and set up a maul. They've managed to splinter Old Collegians, and that maul's going to keep going. Balo Emil has come through the middle. He's done very, very well.
that's really good driving maul.
Delaney, Eliippa. Flat ball to Hodel. Stands up, then goes inside to Bailey. Delaney fires it to Green.
They're knowing each other very well.
Delaney to the other Green. Brought down by Rockaborough. Lamsam can't find a way through. Dealt with by Nutt and Campion. The arm comes out, probably for high. Yep. Stuart Nutt's turn to give an inquisitive gaze to Mr. Jackson. That's questionable.
Interesting what they choose here. 14-0 down. Do you get some points and start making that scoreboard work?
Yeah, and start making your way back up the mountain.
I think by the looks of things, it's scrum option. Probably not a bad idea, considering. And I just think at this stage, maybe 3 points is too little when we're 50 minutes in.
Yeah. I mean they get a try here. The confidence goes right up. You knock over 3. It's a mixed feeling as you go back to halfway.
Oh, I did talk about this with I think you, and I definitely talked about it with Alex Rockaborough. Liam McDonough did get caught out last week
badly
in this position. I don't know whether Burnside have seen it, and they're going to go again. Lamsam.
But
Lamsam decides to carry. Now they will go that way, and dropped by Marshall. There's a foot to the ball. Can it pick it up? It can. Siegfried managed to sort it out.
Good from Siegfried.
Eliippa was slow, and the penalty will go against him for not releasing. Something that Mr. Jackson has been very, very hot on today. Yeah, I think the idea of going for goal has kind of gone away now.
Yeah, I'd say so. Same option by the looks of things.
The scrum has been a big positive for Burnside today. I want to talk about some of, as far as South Australia goes, some elite front rows. We have 2 of the best here. Alo Emil versus Sambrook. That's one you pay money to watch that one, wouldn't you, Tom?
Yeah, Sambrook just stepping in for the injured Chris Walton this week.
They'll go that far side again. Obviously, Liam McDonough was aware of this stuff, and they managed to corral it much better. Marshall. Delaney again to Eliippa. Short to Samuel. Samuel trying to keep his hands free. Tackle from Rockaborough is good. Delaney again. Eliippa to Brown. A little bit standing was Brown. Delaney. Eliippa. Flat ball. Will find Bailey one to beat. Good tackle.
Great tackle.
Delaney again. Sambrook. Little show and go. Hodel will slip away.
We're up into about 8 phases here, gentlemen.
Lamsam had to stop and go again, and Samuel will be met by Fleetwood Piper. Lamsam. Good patient build up. Lamsam again. Driven sideways by Fleetwood Piper. Eliippa tries to find a way inside, can't get away from Nutt. Hodel. Ball's out, so Tim Dawes will be again right place, right time. Sambrook. Hosegood and Dawes will get him. Patient build-up from the men from just over Green Hill Road. Lamsam. Samuel. Green. Can't get there. The flag will go up.
Well, I've got to say, whilst the build-up was patient from Burnside and we saw phase after phase after phase, we've got to tip the slipper to Old Collegians for some really red-hot defence as well. Just culminating there again in ball going a little bit wider to Green and just being ushered outside on the touchline. But that was really good. I think they've given the penalty away, so be interesting to see what happens now.
Yeah, scrum down again. But yeah, 15 phases there, just about. Could have been a few extra, but plenty of offloads. So good, cool, calm, composed defence from Collegians. And I think Burnside were just hoping that they'd make some space on the outside that it didn't eventuate. But still, they stay right here, camped out in Collegians 10. And they'll be desperate to get some points now.
Good scrum from Burnside. Delaney to Eliippa. He will straighten and step inside of Evans. Can he get there? Huge backs to the wall defence from Old Collegians. Delaney again. Short ball. Again, the door is slammed shut in the face. Delaney to Lamsam. No, it's Kieran Brown and he can't get it down. Massive last ditch defence from Old Coles.
Not sure if we're still playing because we're definitely held up. Goodness me.
And he's given the try.
Okay, I think there was a transfer of the ball while being held up.
Yeah, not sure what's happened there, but tries given, much to the dismay by the looks of things of Tim Dawes, who was giving.
Well, that's because that's held up.
What's the time limit on a held up?
I don't know.
And then we've got a rip off the held up.
I mean, that is held up.
And then we've got a second player coming in here to rip it and score it.
So it looks like Jake Pepper there, just taking a bit of a rip and then coming in and finishing it off, whilst Curry Brown just on the...
Curry Brown, who was held up with the ball.
Fall there. Look, I mean, we again, as we stated at the forefront of this half, we've got the opportunity as people, on the live stream and also as commentators to have a second look at it and in quite a lot of detail. And the referees have got to make a quick snapshot decision based on what they see.
Just feel how long Snoop's right there. How long you're allowed to wiggle around for? I don't know. Actually, I don't know what it says in the book on how long can be spent in that situation before that happens.
Well, the try's given, and it's certainly made our afternoon interesting because we're 7 points the difference.
And a good reward for Burnside. Constant pressure.
So Delaney has made way, and he is not a happy bunny. Oh, and Hosegood takes the contestable offload. And an offload as well, and then another offload will find Sambrook.
I learned some collegian tricks calling for the ball.
So Meredith has gone into halfback. We'll fly Marshall. I don't think Delaney's done anything wrong. Hodel met. Green tries to shake away around. There's that strength from Nutt. He's got such a good base, Stuart Nutt, when he gets hands on. And the counter ruck is
big.
Just...
They're not getting the rub of the green today from Snoop, the Old Collegians.
So here's that restart again, but they are going in the background.
But we're underway already.
Yeah, and a knock on to an Old Collegians ball. So here's that restart again. It's about as good as it gets.
Eyes on the ball, coming through.
Get it at its highest point. And then the offload to Nutt as well. And Good rugby all round. And then again, as per usual, every time we seem to get any sort of momentum on and any sort of roll on, just gets all of it scrappy. Do you think they could have found a bigger shirt for Sean? Lamsam to Meredith. Meredith fires it out again to Bailey. Jeez, I don't know what the wingers have done to upset the inside players.
He's not quite clinical at the moment from both teams. You'll be sitting at tomorrow, the other Premier Grade teams watching this going, well, if we can keep the ball for a while.
Certainly Brighton will be watching this with interest.
Because possession at the moment it's not being treasured.
No, it's not. There's a lot of build that's just been given up really quite easily, and in some cases without the fight. And again, handling errors, areas around the breakdown which are causing issues. It's just been scrappy.
So just from around the ground, Port Adelaide looks like they've gone down to Souths, 55 points to 17. And that is an absolute dominant scrum from Burnside. It is an absolute mess. It's just rolled Old Collegians up like a sausage roll.
Two things that front rows love.
Sausage rolls.
And winning scrums.
Sausage rolls and dominant scrums.
Sausage rolls.
Elizabeth 31 points to 0 over Barossa. We get to look at this again. Here you go, Tom. I'll step out. You just enjoy this.
Well, look at this. Just beautiful, lovely timing on the drive. Everyone doing everything at the same time, in the same direction, same calls. And when you've got a pack that can do that, it is really, really tough to try and counteract.
See here, slightly better, but
They've
it's going backwards.
again, but Man is good enough at the back row to start things going. Horn. Oh,
careful.
No.
Yep.
Yeah. I just get the impression there as well that there's been a couple of roll balls or out the back options as well, and just kind of got. I think the guys on the field from Burnside have just got a little bit wiser to that now, and you just see. I think it was Green just come round and shut the gate.
A week off for Horn, and there's just some confusion here.
Yeah.
And then he's run about two players. He's gone behind, and you won't get away. You might get away with it once, certainly not twice.
Knows about it as well. It looks like Brighton is starting to move away from Uncaparinga. They're leading that one 19 points to 0. So I think it puts any question to bed around who's going to be minor premiers this year.
So strong for the whole season. Brighton have been. Even the, what they dropped the one to Burnside. But otherwise, it's just been clinical. Even when they've made the mistakes, they've fixed it. They've been able to fix it quick. And
yeah, and I was quite an avid watcher of the game last week between Brighton and Old Collegians, and Brighton without the likes of Pitter and also Cruz, who's come in from Cronulla. They still managed to get the job done.
Green will pull it out the back to Watson, and then an inside ball. Very nearly again. This time it was Siegfried nearly took over. Marshall. Inside ball again. Campion works hard and steals. Does Jack Campion.
making sure he's not quiet today.
And his name called at least. Evans. Horn. Monfries again to Aloe Emile. He'll just straighten and take on Marshall. Hodell will get hands on as well. Couldn't survive it though. Hosegood.
Oh, what a bump.
Big bump from Hosegood. Monfries again. Man. He'll try and find a way through. Good yards after contact again. Monfries. Evans. Horn. Tries to roll through.
That's great body ball there from Ollie Horn.
Need to see him give it before he hits contact though. He's coming a bit one-dimensional at the moment, Ollie Horn. Siegfried. Oh, Evans. No.
Evans making it very hard for his outside backs
Yeah.
there.
And a penalty? Hands on the floor. Can't play the ball on the floor. As soon as you're on the floor, you can't play rugby. And Eliippa this time doesn't make a mistake and will find touch.
Patient defence, and Collegians just their own worst enemy there. Got up to maybe close to 10 phases. And then a loose pass. It was nice to see the Collegians holding the ball a bit better and the support was better, but just treasure that possession.
They're starting to notice that there's a bit less of a fight at breakdown time at the moment, isn't it? It certainly hasn't been as scrappy probably in the last 10, 15 minutes or so.
Sandbrook will find Brown and just about got it away, Lamsam, and then inside ball to Meredith. Watson will put the ball on the foot. Hodell comes through, but Rockaborough read it well. Manages to clear eventually.
Clears well.
Tell you what, he was hit hard as he cleared.
Potentially into the goal post.
Oh, that's what I wondered.
There's a good option actually. He's had a chat to the 13 and I thought it was on here. If the bounced right, let's have a look. If the post saw some action.
Oh, just slightly.
Just missed it.
Yeah.
Best defender in the game, that one. The old goal post.
No longer an attacker though. We talked about that in the third grade game. You can't score tries on the goal post anymore. Horn, again. Carries one-handed and into contact every time. Monfries, hose good to Nutt. Lamsam almost got there again. Monfries, man. Tries to find a way around, sucks in a couple of Burnside defenders. Still a little bit slow ball. Siegfried. Monfries again. To Dawes. Very, very fast off the line, Fred Samuel.
Lost a few metres. And
again, just a little bit of a bouncing ball. Killick finally tries to tidy it up and just a prop to make everything sensible. Campion had to pick it up off his bootlaces. Evans. Oh, nice step from Evans. Horn. Just behind free. And Burnside now can go again. Penalty.
Yeah. I kind of thought that in the first half that there was a couple of times where some of the it wasn't a hell of a lot, but there was a couple of times where some of the Collegians guys were just lying on the wrong side of it slightly, preventing a bit of a quicker entry for the supporters for Burnside, and referees picked that one up this time, but unlucky there, Crossy from Collegians. It looked like it was some nice bits of play put together, but
it's just not seeming to gel that well for the back line of Old Collegians at the moment. I think a little bit more width. They seem to be crashing into each other. So many individual talents in the Collegian back line that you just give each other some time and space, and one-on-one they'll probably beat the defenders.
It's a nice step from Evans, and then the penalty came, and then they got 10, I think, for Voice again. So Eliippa, and this would make things interesting.
It looks like we're lining up for a substitution. Will Sadler is having a chat to the marshals, and it'll be interesting to see where they inject him into the game.
Well, Sadler for Monfries, Rockaborough into halfback. Maybe. I don't think Monfries has had a bad game, but I think, it's not unusual to see the halfbacks changed.
Yep.
And I think that's exactly what it is. Hey, I could,
Well, except it looks so far Sadler coming into 9,
halfback.
who can rip a bullet.
Oh, good move at the front! Sunbrook will get there!
I think you pay that.
Sneaky! Everybody would have been expecting a driving maul. Everybody at Tregenza Oval probably thought driving maul. Sneaky little move.
Even our cameras followed the thing, we were following the ball across. Got everyone.
yeah, I think you see there just in the line out, just again the
Tim
dummy
Dawes,
lift.
I tell you what.
You're just expecting it, aren't you, just to go back there, and
well done.
just a quick bit of hand, quick shift of movement there from Kuru Brown, and great little finish off there from Kieran Sandbrook there.
Packs love those tries, don't they? It's the little special move that you keep ready.
Is that one of yours, Tom?
Can't comment. No, it's
The time will come.
To be fair to the guys, there's a lot of good input from the boys on stuff that they come up with, and I think probably give a fair bit of credit to that one, maybe to Chris Walton.
So there is a huge amount on this kick. Aliepa comes to the ball, sets it on its way, just pushes it across the front. Will those 2 points be the difference?
We were waiting for a game, weren't we, gentlemen?
Poor Timmy Dawes. He will not want to see this.
Watching this.
Oh, Tim.
Got him a beauty.
I'll tell you what, you got to finish that as well.
Yeah.
Well done, Kieran Sambrook.
Yeah, very good. Solid hit from Fleetwood Piper to do everything he could, but great strength. And
I'm sorry to say, gents, I absolutely love seeing them being pulled off. It was really good.
Well, you don't see them pulled off that well very often, do you? Deep one from Rockaborough. Meredith stands underneath it, gives it to Lamsam. Can't get away from Nutt. Looks like there's been a change for Old Collegians as well.
yeah, look like Nick Howlett
has come on. Oh, nice little show and go. Tries to get the offload away. Does get the offload away. Inside ball. Oh, big
Great
hit.
shot.
Siegfried with the hit. Meredith sends it to Watson. Oh, Brown did well to pick that one up off the turf. Old Collegians seemed happy to let Burnside have the ball at the moment. Marshall. Meredith. Lamsam. Faree.
Well, he won't be able to score that. No,
No.
That's certainly a acceptable attempt at an intercept.
Yeah.
Certainly is.
Absolutely tried to Spider-Man it. Put all your arms and legs out. Jump into the space.
There we go.
He certainly was making an attempt.
Yep. Or if not, he did very well to make it look like he was.
Is that Gary Mann with a cramp issue? That's just called getting old, Gary. Hydrate the night before, Gary.
That's it. We get a good look at the pink socks for the day. All the players bought their socks for this match, and all that money going into a charity organisation. So well done to the guys for pitching in. That is the what's here? The socks. The boys wearing pink socks is a donation called Second Chance. We're supporting people to get another crack at employment, or helping out people who are just struggling a bit during this tough time.
Well, it is interesting. We talked about the health effects. Unfortunately, I think the economic effects are just being held off by the JobKeepers payment at the moment. So we're expecting the economic pandemic to come at some point. It's a Burnside scrum. 10 minutes to go on the Wojtek scoreboard. It's been a wonderful battle between these packs, which Burnside has certainly taken ascendancy in over the last couple of scrums. Old Coles will want to return that to parity. It is Sadler who's staying in at halfback. Eliepa. Oh, Eliepa shows a couple. Makes great yardage. And picked up by Watson. A little bit sideways for Watson. Got himself a little bit alone.
And you'd say that's stolen.
It is stolen.
And we're playing
Rockaborough will steal it.
advantage.
Sadler. Hosegood.
I'm pleased to see some advantage being played on that.
Sadler again. Campion. Big run from Campion. Can't beat the clear out.
There's
Howlett.
Howlett, bit of a break.
Oh, nearly got it
Lovely
away.
hands.
Does get it away to McDonough. Can't get around the outside. Counter ruck coming from Burnside. Not quick enough. Nutt picks. Has to look. And
Great
stolen
steal.
again. Pepper. Watson again. He's had a good game, Watson. Centre pairing for Burnside has been impressive. High tackle.
Just started to open up a bit now, hasn't it, this fixture? It's taken a little while, but I guess, desperation for Burnside to claw their way
This from Hooper, the
back
big
into the
sell,
game.
This
the
is
big
a step
sell.
from-
He's always got the eyes out in
Oh,
front.
so
He's
good from
waiting, yeah.
Aliepa. Tell you what, Evans, that's almost a try saver.
Well, it is his man, so you'd want to take him. As a 10, you never want to see your other 10 go through.
You did that to me a couple of times when we played you last year, Crossy.
You always buy the candy, Dave.
Hey, I didn't get a belly like this by refusing candy, did I?
Same.
Just canter across field, sell Dave the candy and keep on going.
All right, enough now. You won't be invited back. Jack Campion will steal one against the throw.
Irritating.
It's just been a battle of turnovers. Sadler, Evans, Horn again, out the back. Fleetwood Piper to McDonough. He steps inside, gets away, McDonough. Over halfway. That's Sadler again. Evans. Rockaborough, quick hands to Nutt. Nutt puts it on the left boot. Oh, it's rebounded back to him.
Wow.
Nutt will score.
Unbelievable from Nutt. He just comes to these big games and just produces magical things. We saw it off the long throw last week, and I just need to catch that on the replay to see how that even came straight back to him.
Has he hit him in the back?
He's kicked it into the back of someone's heel, maybe.
God knows what he's done, but he puts the ball on the boot.
Off the
It's
back,
off the back of green.
and then gives him a little palm on the way through.
That is,
Outstanding.
it's insane.
Outstanding. It's the luck that you get as a good player. He's confident that he can pull off something like that. You've got a guy who's confident to put a chip, put a cutout pass through, and a little grubber, and he's got just the luck that comes with being that talented.
That's the rub of the green right there. He'll tell people he aimed for him.
Aim it at the fullback's back. As you, yeah.
Because the fullback's seen him set to kick and has turned and gone.
Turned, and as they turn, you belt it into their back. But I really felt Burnside were getting a bit of ascendancy and confidence there. This has been a huge momentum swing in the game.
This again is another big kick because 7 points the difference. If this goes over, it's a 2-score game again with 6 minutes to go. It doesn't. He pulls it. So a converted try will bring them level.
Let's see, it's a bit too quick for the camera, I think.
It's just,
Maybe,
I mean, no one expects it. I mean, the camera workers.
On the full too. There's a smile already. He can't believe it.
That is, I mean, I've seen, the third grade game is the greatest passage of rugby ever televised. And that is probably one of the strangest things I've seen on a rugby field.
Be telling everyone at the Feathers Hotel later about that one.
Oh no! Siegfried, he's had a good game. He's played well.
He's probably still having a chat to Stu Nutt about how good that was.
Did you mean it, Stu?
And the quick kickoff has got him.
So a scrum for Burnside. I mean, the way they're playing, they could walk this over from here, couldn't they, Tom?
We'll see how we go, but I think that's probably the last thing that they wanted straight after the try was scored.
There has been a change in that front row. I think probably just to shore it up a little bit. Alo Emil has come to tight head prop. It's more experienced front row. Killick has done very, very well, but he's still young in service.
Yep.
Meredith. Out the back to Aliepa. Slips a
well
tackle.
done.
Nice step inside from Aliepa. Has to find support. Does find support. Meredith. Lamsam. Meredith to Marshall. It's just been messy. The passing today from both sides just hasn't quite been there. You wouldn't expect it this late in the season, would you?
Absolutely
They're
not.
playing
There's
like it's
really-
week 1 of pre-season.
Yeah.
We haven't had a drop of rain today. It's actually, there's a bit of a swirly wind, but it's good conditions. And just the passes have been around the ankles to each other, not being kind. And it just makes it tricky, but I think that was just a clean drop with the Collegians line speed. I was just about to comment is a bit lazy at the moment, not really rushing up. It's a bit of a jog forward defence and had ages of time, but still put that one down. It's interesting to see if Collegians go for a clear or
Penalty. In and up, or in from Tim Dawes, who looks.
Oh, wow. It's a couple of times now that that's happened for Collegians, isn't it? Just being marched back for a little bit of extra chat.
yes,
The look on Tim Dawes' face was wonderful. It was a picture, he could not understand it. Well, they're going to go points, which will make a converted try a winning try.
Yeah, interesting one. I think, yeah, like you say, points will, an opportunity to get nudge 3 points a little bit closer and then get the ball back straight away.
yeah, it's a good time for it. You've shown you can score tries already, so now the points you keep that scoreboard, you set that mentality that when we're down in this area of the field, we get some points, we go back to halfway and we do it again.
They've got to then secure that kickoff, and Rockaborough has shown that it is contained. To the joy of the supporters away to our right. And I must say again, from a rugby union point of view, there was dead silence for the kick.
Oh, we had that in the bag. You'd already written it down, Dave. That was going over.
Just pulled it. And now Rockaborough will just want to get this as far away from his own try line as possible, you would think.
Don't want to put the mockers on him, but he can latch onto a decent 22 dropout.
Oh, and he didn't latch onto it. No, good control.
Wow, what a touch.
Sambrook showing his English heritage. Could have played football in the park, jumpers for goalposts. Good hands, Brown, Green. Can't get away.
They've exploded that flag.
Yeah, the sideline flag. Sideline flag is
This isn't two.
is a casualty. I do have to question though, and I do like that where they come across, but there's no arms in that tackle, Crossy. Oh, they just about manage it. Sadler, Evans, Mann takes on Watson and Eliippa. Faree is just happy to nudge it over the back. It's not a bad kick. How's the chase? Green has to have a couple of bites at it. McDonough can't get away from the first one. Neither can Horn. Finally dragged to ground by Siegfried. Meredith, flat ball to no one.
For the how many times today we've seen
And that's the story of today, isn't it?
Yep.
We approach the final 30 seconds, plus whatever referee time we have. I've seen him go to his watch a couple of occasions, so there will probably be a little bit more. Old Collegians need the ball and then continuity. And again, they've lost it, and Sambrook.
Don't believe there was even a jumper for Collegians on that one.
Inside ball. Alo Emile has ended up with hands on.
Oh, it's one that the Collegians crowd haven't taken too kindly to.
Meredith to Eliippa. Eliippa now finds a gap. Can't get away though. Lamsam to Green. Inside ball to Hodell. He'll offload to Lamsam as well. Hodell will sit in a halfback, just a little pick and drive.
Eliippa down in back play.
Yeah, it's not a good time for him to go, you would think. Watson steps in at first receiver. Then we'll give to Marshall. Marshall dealt with. Almost got hands on. Meredith tries to find a way through. There's people cramping all over the place. Faria's gone. Lamsam. This time he finds Green. Green versus Rockaborough. Rockaborough just about brings him down. Lamsam. Marshall floats it all the way over the top. Alo Emile will get there first. Evans to Dawes. Dawes just puts boot to ball. It will scamper away. Barker gets back. Oh! Fingertip for Ollie Horn.
I tell you what, gents, we were waiting for this game to liven up.
Kind of a bit late, didn't it?
It's come a little bit late, but certainly what a way to end. Just desperate stuff from both sides here. Burnside trying to fight, get themselves into a position to finish with a draw and secure that second place. Collegians trying to see out and close off a lead here, which would see them into second place. That's all to play for.
It's like Snoop Jackson doing some calculations on that watch.
Do you wonder whether he forgot to restart it 10 minutes ago? We're still going.
It's one of those fancy watches. Do a few things with them.
So it'll be a Burnside scrum. Drama is not finished. Meredith with the feed.
I expect they'll go wide here.
Eliippa. They do start to go. Watson. The Hodel. She kind of gave him 3 Old Collegians to deal with. Oh. Lam Sam drops it cold.
We're still playing though.
A little bit
Must
messy
have gone
there.
backwards.
Was lucky with that, but the Collegians
And then the
guilty of
counter
waiting
rock.
for a whistle.
Counter ruck just rucked all the way past. Meredith. Eliippa.
Just need patience from
Brown
the
with an
Collegians.
inside.
Great
Oh,
shot.
what a shot.
Gary
Mann. Meredith again to Samuel. Samuel tried to go around the back. Into touch. And that will do it. And Old Collegians will win. Shows how much it means to them to beat Burnside. I think that will push them into second place. It'll give them the second chance. Burnside will have to play an elimination final in first round.
That's huge from the Collegians. They'll be mighty proud of themselves on that one, and just cranking it up an extra gear in that second half just to get the job done. But full credit to, I think, Stu Nutt to really play it out of his skin today. Be my best on by far.
It was scrappy, but there's no pictures on the league table, is there, Tom? And how important is that?
Yeah, and we had a similar discussion through Burnside with the second grade. Now it's a case of you are playing as a collective for another week with each other, and I think that's really got to be the chat. It's going to be a lot of emotion in the next couple of weeks, lots of topsy-turvy, up and down stuff, and you know it's for Collegians and for Brighton. Whoever loses that game, obviously they're in with a second chance, but it's now do or die for Burnside in their ventures to try and retain the current championship.
And if it can be half as good as the game we saw last week, Crossy, the first round of the finals between Brighton and Old Collegians is going to be fun. I'll definitely see you. Well, we'll see you both next week. Not next week, we now have a week off.
A week off.
A week off before first round of the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, from the beautiful Tregenza Oval in South Australia, my name as always has been Dave Webb. I was joined today by Tom Hankey and Pete Cross. Thank you very much for joining us for these 4 games on this Super Saturday of Spaceway Sports Rugby. From Tregenza Oval, good afternoon.
Thank you.